Hey guys, John here. This is my other channel, and I was reading some blogs recently, some science or anti-religion blogs, or however you want to say it, and they had a kind of a blog kind of tag game, but in blog form, and I kind of stole some of the questions. I didn't steal them all because there was just too many, and I kind of rephrased some of them to make them more centric to the YouTube atheist community, which I'm a part of. And I wanted to get some people's opinion and answers, and hopefully, this is a kind of a challenge or a tag game. I know people hate tag games, but give this one a chance. Listen to the questions. I think people will have some interesting things to say. So let's take a look at the first question. Question 1. If you could change one thing about the atheist community on YouTube, what would it be and why? This is kind of a difficult question for me to answer in terms of just specific to the atheist community on YouTube, but I would say that to be more skeptical of claims about the damage that religion does to culture, to the society as a whole, to as an individual. I'm not sitting here at all defending religion, or saying that it's all true in any way. It doesn't speak to that. But there's kind of a little bit of a leap, I think, sometimes in terms of the threat that religion plays, or the damage, and then kind of collecting a series of beliefs that make that case, but really, are they based on fact? Are they based on good science? Question 2. If you could convince just one religious person to abandon their beliefs, who would it be and why? This is a tough question. I kind of thought about it, and it had to be someone high profile. My first inclination was like someone like Barack Obama, like if he's elected president and came out as a free thinker of some type, and started championing those causes. I don't know, that's kind of maybe a tiny bit separation of church and state issues is really that as a role of a president. Would it really matter? It would probably be political suicide. It would kill any agenda that he had, because people would use that against him. Any argument he'd make would be used against him. So probably have to say someone like the Pope or something like that, someone who's super religious, has billions of people following him, and for him to kind of become the Sam Harris or Daniel Dennett of his day, in terms of opposition toward his former beliefs, I think that may have some impact. It certainly would be a feather in the cap of the atheist community. Question 3. What was your religious upbringing, and how does it influence your opinion of religion? Okay, my religious upbringing in a nutshell, really fundamentalist Christian, kind of Jehovah's Witness style. Wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, but very similar. Didn't celebrate birthdays, didn't celebrate Christmas, didn't celebrate Easter, celebrated the Jewish holidays in the Old Testament, but still believed very much in the New Testament as well, in Christ and all those type of things. Very fundamentalist, very non-critical thinking, literal truth of the Bible, Noah's Ark's true, just all those type of things, that associated with fundamentalist Christianity. Believed in end times, believed the end times were coming, any day, and that religious group was the chosen people, literally. I mean, very kind of literal view of even Revelation, things like that. And that really basically colored me in one way. Is it just as I moved away from that and looked for other worldviews, I really became a fan of critical thinking and just kind of how we accept beliefs and and have biases, and even doesn't matter if you're religious or non-religious, you still have those beliefs, and just kind of trying to be a better person that way. Question 4. What is your most controversial viewpoint as far as general attitudes amongst other atheists goes? I don't really know how controversial this is, but I kind of see New Age beliefs as big a threat to kind of nationalism, I guess, as any religion in places that have become more secular. And I don't really believe that atheist community tends to be so focused on religion, they don't realize how pernicious a lot of New Age beliefs and how fervently people believe these, and how they influence policy decisions around the United States and the world. You see it's especially prevalent in more secular U.S. countries and across Europe. Question 5. What scientific endeavor excites you the most? I'm excited, obviously, about a lot of different things on the horizon, probably that will happen before the end of my lifetime. I think medicine and the study of genetics and custom medicine for specific genetic problems, I think, is going to be profoundly influential and will save a lot of lives and really revolutionized medical treatment for a lot of different diseases. But I'm a computer science person. I program. Probably my biggest, and I've been saying this for the past 10 years now plus, but I think that a voice interface, I think with computing, I think it's going to be revolutionary. It's finally going to be the medium that's going to allow us to not have to use keyboards, have more of a casual relationship with computers, and they will be able to understand what we're saying and be able to talk back. And I think that that's going to kind of revolutionize computing. Not going to replace the keyboard and mouse, but it will add a layer of abstraction that really will make computing much more intuitive and much more powerful. Question 6. Of the 4 horsemen, Dawkins, Dennett, Hitchens, and Harris, who is your favorite and why? I'd say of that group, I really like Daniel Dennett. He's the worst speaker of that group, so you don't see him speaking all that often. But his thoughts on religion and the study of it and the call for the study of religion in terms of how it works and kind of take it apart and really understand it is really an area of academic research that has been neglected for obvious reasons because it's so controversial. But I think that his recent book that really goes in and tries to delve into it and really encourage the scientific research of the religion, I think that benefits the atheist community at the end of the day. At least will educate us to make better arguments and things like that, and kind of be careful what we wish for maybe in certain areas, possibly. So that would be my favorite, but also I really like Harris. Most of his arguments, I think he's extremely good public speaker, very persuasive when he's speaking to a mixed audience, but also doesn't pull any punches either. Some of these arguments I disagree with, but I really like him a lot as a speaker. But Dennett probably more than Harris. Question 7. What's your least favorite theistic argument, and how do you go about refuting it? Oh God, where do you even begin with something like this? Probably what my least favorite arguments are kind of biblical arguments in terms, and also just the sheer fact that the person really doesn't obviously read the Bible and doesn't even know the basis of their arguments, that they're kind of spoon-fed real basically agendas by people that lead them, and they kind of regurgitate these agendas and really have no philosophical basis, even based on Christian principles, and basically argue, as fervently as if it was, directly from the Bible itself, or something that would be, unequivocally supported by the Bible, and it's really not. I think those type of arguments. But another is that really kind of annoys me more than anything is kind of the the catch-all, God works in mysterious ways, or things happen for a reason, and just excusing the most horrific atrocities and just manifest evil perpetrated on people just for no reason whatsoever. And I'm not talking about people perpetrating evil on each other, but just nature perpetrating evil on people, or not evil, but profound, just seemingly needless suffering by any kind of objective or evidential argument, and they just kind of explain it away without really giving it any type of thought. It's just what that really means in terms of just mysterious ways. It's just complete cop-out, and it just frustrates me to no end. And I understand it, cognitive dissonance. It's the easiest argument to make, and anyone can make it. But it's really frustrating to see that, because there's such an utter lack of curiosity about their beliefs when I think they make that type of argument. Tag has such a bad connotation now, but I'm going to ask for video responses from the following people: BradOFarrell, Goat, Kalen666, KingHeathen, healthyaddict, rowsdowersavesus, CousinoMacul, or Javier. Sorry, I butchered your name. So I'm a pretty regular watcher of all these people's videos, and I know they're passionate about this subject, so that's why I selected you. So until next time, take care.
Goddamn you half Japanese girls, do it to me every time. All the redheads said you said the cello, and I'm jello.